We now bring you some live visuals from the region as a media briefing is taking place. These visuals are coming in from Israel. The Gaza ceasefire was set to begin today, but there's been a delay, a technical delay it appears like. A list of hostages was demanded by leader of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Hamas says it's a technical delay. And DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre joins us live from New Delhi, tracking the story closely. Akshay, what does this yet another hurdle mean for Gaza ceasefire?
Well, Shubhendu, the ceasefire was supposed to begin at this time, in fact, at 1200 Indian Standard Time and 6:30 GMT. But what it seems right now that there is yet another hurdle as far as the implementation of ceasefire is concerned. And now objections are being raised by the Israeli leadership that the list of 33 hostages that are to return today, names of those hostages should also be provided. Now, there has been skepticism from both the sides as far as the ceasefire is concerned. But it's not a great sign to see the ceasefire getting delayed even before it started and even before the implementation of this long-awaited ceasefire of the conflict. We are seeing yet another delay as far as the implementation is concerned. Now, clearly, there has been trust deficit between the two parties that we have been seeing. There have been attempts to implement ceasefire earlier as well, which could not even last for 24 hours. And in fact, even after ceasefire implementation, attacks continued from both the sides, and ground offensive also continued from the Israeli side when it comes to Gaza. But the long-awaited exchange of hostages that was to take place, a return of hostages that was to take place, is now delayed. Now, Hamas is saying that this is a technical error, a technical glitch that they have encountered, but it is only time that will tell us that what exactly will happen now as far as the implementation is concerned. Now, also on the ground, it remains to be seen that whether the Israeli operations that were continuing and that were to stop at 6:30 GMT, whether they will continue to take place, because there has been skepticism that Israel will continue its operation till the last minute before the implementation of the ceasefire. So we are now, in fact, the world is now waiting for the list of these hostages to be given to Israel, because clearly the Israeli leadership has cleared their stand that they will not they will not go ahead with this ceasefire implementation unless a list of these hostages is returned is given to the Israeli government.
And given this delay and the apparent trust deficit that you talk about between the warring sides, once again brings attention to how fragile this ceasefire agreement is.
Well, absolutely. In fact, Shubhendu, we have just heard, few hours back, the Israeli Prime Minister, who said that Israel reserves the right to resume war. It has the weaponry, it has the capability to again restart the ground offensive. It goes on to show that even before the implementation of ceasefire, if the parties are talking about returning to war, then the ceasefire is extremely fragile. Now, one mistake from either of the sides can once again light this timber box that the region has become. In fact, it only take one mistake or one misunderstanding or communication gap from either sides that may plunge the region back into a full-blown conflict. And once again, if the conflict begins, then there is no telling that how far this will go. In fact, these kind of breaking of ceasefires, violations of ceasefires, or delaying of ceasefires are in fact widening this trust deficit gap that we have been talking about. There have been attempts by several regional leaders and as well as world leaders when it comes the conflict is concerned to bring about a ceasefire, but that has not happened as of now. there were a lot of hopes that the ceasefire will be implemented, but now with the delay, now it is a game of wait and watch to see when does this ceasefire gets implemented on the ground in totality.
Akshay, thank you for joining us with those updates.